for your business, for all life's events. Key Video.
There's something cooking in the neighborhood. From where I stand, it's looking mighty good. You're gonna love it. Come dine with me. Come dine with me. Come dine with me.
Hello everybody, happy Mother's Day and welcome to Come Dine With Me, Western New York. I'm Russ Salvatore. With me is my co-host, Jan Farrington. Jan, did you have a nice Mother's Day today?
Yes, thank you, Russ. I had a wonderful day. I spent it with my family. We had great conversation, great food, of course, and I'm really excited to be here tonight because we have a great show planned for you.
We certainly do, Jan. Our show is all about introducing you to some of the finest chefs in the area, learning a little bit about their restaurants and what goes into making their signature dishes. To help us do that, we have four of our own fine chefs to tell us what we have on tonight's show.
Russ, we're gonna head down to Artisan Kitchens and Baths. I have a brown sugar crusted ribeye that I'm gonna prepare with a Bandera butter. We're also gonna do a lobster risotto with a little Parmesan in there. Outstanding, I'm sure you're gonna love it.
I am so excited about this one. We're going to be visiting Banchetti by Rizzo. This is the absolute mecca of banquet facilities, the Disney World of catering halls in this area. And I know a thing or two about catering halls, so make sure you strap yourself in for this one. This one's going to be off the chart, guaranteed.
Wow, Art, all that excitement. We also have some excitement tonight for our home invasion. We're headed out to Sam and Jim Carlo's house. Sam just doesn't know how to cook, so us as a team, we're headed over there, and then we're gonna do something heart healthy. Wait till you see this.
And then I go to the tranquil world of the Grapevine Restaurant with Tom Pane. He's gonna teach me how to make a seafood stuffed chicken breast. It's gonna be out of this world.
Seafood stuffed chicken sounds delicious.
Yes, it does. Now, let's head over to our studio kitchen at Artisan Kitchens and Baths with Marco Shortino from Marco's Restaurant and owner Tom Pane from the Grapevine.
Sounds great.
Hey, thanks, Russ. The tranquility of the Grapevine Restaurant takes us out of the hustle and bustle of Niagara Falls Boulevard. With me today is Chef Tom Pane, who's going to show us how to make chicken stuffed with seafood, one of his customer favorites, the most relaxed restaurant in Western New York. The fish tanks are amazing. Tom, tell me about those fish tanks. Those are great.
Well, we kind of started off with just one tank. Everybody liked it so much, we've been adding more and more. We also have a tank that overflows over the top.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get started on our seafood stuffed chicken.
Sounds good. We'll start by cutting up the mushrooms.
Okay. Now we're using a white button mushroom. You just want to make sure you rinse them off. I always wash the mushrooms off. Make sure you get all the dirt and the fertilizer off of the mushrooms.
As long as you use them right away.
Absolutely.
You know.
Once we got our mushrooms cut and our onions are cut, we're going to head to the stove, saute.
Okay, we're going to add a little olive oil, add the mushrooms. We're going to add some sliced onions, and we'll saute this. Use a high flame when you're sauteing. While this is going, we're going to add some fresh shrimp, scallops, crab, and fish. We use a mixture of Alaskan pollock and snow crab legs. And then we will go over and start preparing the chicken while this is cooking.
Okay, so we're going to start breading our chicken stuff?
Yep, we'll start by making an egg wash.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll just whisk them up.
Okay. Now, if you want to substitute chicken for eggplant, that's cool too, right?
Oh, sure, it's a wonderful stuffing. We put it on top of haddock also.
Oh, it's got to be delicious. Now, is this available in your catering menu?
Catering is all customized to the guest. This is a very popular choice for weddings.
How many people do you normally serve?
Today, most weddings are, you know, 120 to 200 people, but we have had some up to 500. We do smaller stuff. We can do at the restaurant. We can do up to like 70 people, and then anything after that, we bring them to another venue.
So they could just call the restaurant, get all the information on the outside catering.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nice. We talk to Lisa. That's my wife. She takes care of all the catering.
So she's the boss, is what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely, and she loves it. She loves it, especially weddings. Yeah, she loves to cater them. I'll tell you.
Now the chicken is breaded. I have a lightly oiled sheet tray for you.
Okay.
We're gonna bake this?
Well, first we're gonna stuff it. Okay. We'll get it on here first, and then we'll go back and we'll finish up the stuffing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now that our seafood and vegetables are cooked, we're gonna add some breadcrumbs to this. Then we're going to add some seasoned salt. Then we'll add some pepper, a little bit of white salt, and then we'll stir it up, and then we're going to stuff our chickens with it.
Nice. Now the breadcrumbs acts as a binder, so everything's going to hold together.
It helps hold the seasonings as well, so they don't all wash off.
It smells great.
Okay, now we're going to put a piece of mozzarella cheese onto each chicken.
And that's going to act as a glue and hold everything
Oh
in there?
yeah, it gives it a nice texture too.
All right.
Then we'll just take our stuffing.
Now how long will we bake this for?
Probably take maybe 10 minutes in one of these ovens here.
Okay.
All right, so we just want to put some olive oil on it, not too much. Okay, then just pop that in the oven for me, okay, Marco?
Yeah, we got it. So Tom, seafood stuff, chicken, this is new American casual. 2545 Niagara Falls Boulevard. Come and see my friend Chef Tom Pane and his staff at the Grapevine Restaurant. It don't get any better than this.
I'm Chef Tom Pane. Come dine with me.
This portion of our program was brought to you by Buffalo Hotel Supply. Design, deliver, and install. We can do it all.
And Russell's Steaks, Chops, and more. Be my guest. Let us do the rest.
True to his style, Russ has designed Russell's Steaks, Chops, and more with his guests in mind, whether it be a drink at the bar, a special dinner, or a complete dining and accommodations package.
Come and enjoy our relaxing lounge with great food and friends.
Expect nothing but the best. We hope you find our restaurant and hotel both inviting and comfortable. Russell's Steaks, Chops, and more. Call 716-636-4900 for reservations.
Be my guest. Let us do the rest.
The romance of Tuscany, the flavor of DiPaolo's. Everything you love about Ilio's, the food, the friendship, the family, in a newly designed, elegant setting inspired by the DiPaolo Tuscan heritage. For a simple dinner out or the affair of a lifetime, find Tuscany in your own backyard. Ilio DiPaolo's restaurant, banquets, and ringside lounge in Blaisdell, minutes from the stadium, miles from the ordinary.
What a gorgeous new kitchen! Thanks. Artisan Kitchens and Baths designed and installed the whole thing. You can afford Artisan? Absolutely. So can you. Artisan is competitive with other kitchen design firms, but Artisan is all about getting you the best value possible. Their designers asked my budget, stayed within it, and the kitchen speaks for itself. Quality products, unparalleled designs, and my neighbors are jealous, aren't you? Yes!
Artisan Kitchens and Baths at Appliance Associates, 200 Amherst Street in Buffalo.
Coming up next, we're heading back into the kitchen. And you know, I smell something wonderful, Russ. I think it's that ribeye and lobster risotto that Tucker's cooking up.
Sounds great.
Here we are today making brown sugar crusted ribeye. We're going to serve that with a lobster risotto, and we put a little Bandeira butter on the ribeye when we cook it down. So a little compote butter. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 5 tomatoes and we're going to de-seed, and we're going to cut these up in some little bit thinner julienne strips. And the seeds get mushy. We're just looking for the meat and that skin. We're going to take our tomatoes here. We're going to put in a little bit of olive oil here. Just coat it nicely. Fresh thyme. Fresh thyme is one of my favorites. We're going to put a little kosher salt on top. Then we're going to mix that around. We're going to lay them out nice and even on that sheet tray. Spread them out nice and thin. And what we're going to do, we're going to place those in the oven, about 275. And after about a half hour, you're going to want to pull these out of the oven. Oh, they look good. You're going to be tempted to taste one. It's okay. Chewy flavor, very nice, but be careful, you don't want to eat them all. Okay, those are our base there. We're going to take 2 or 3 limes. We're going to juice those. Put some lime zest on here. There we have it. So we're going to put our lime juice, our lime zest, our oven-dried tomatoes. We're going to use a ½ pound of butter. Push that in there. Let that soften a little bit. We're going to take some fresh garlic, about a tablespoon of garlic, a couple ounces of fresh chopped cilantro, and a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper. And then I'm just going to start to push that all together. But we'll take this compote butter, we'll set this aside. We'll put it right here. And we'll save this for later. We have our ribeye steaks. We're going to get these nice and ready. What we're going to do is we're going to first hit them with a little bit of salt. Then we're going to hit with some crushed ground pepper. Kind of work it into the meat a little bit. The way it'll stick a little bit better. Now we're going to take a nice, generous handful of brown sugar. Molasses just complements the beef, just adds to that juice and that flavor. While those ribeyes are resting, we're going to get started on that risotto, that lobster risotto. It takes a little bit longer, but we'll get the process started and then get those steaks on about halfway through. We're going to start off by sauteing off some onions. Get a little olive oil going in there. And we're going to saute those off until they start to soften up. And that's going to be, about 5 minutes at medium to medium-high heat. We're going to add our arborio rice, okay? We have about 2½ cups. We're going to slide that in nice and dry, and we're going to give that a nice even coat. So now that we have that nice and coated, we're going to take some white wine, about a ½ cup, 1/3 of a cup, put that on top there. Kind of incorporate that white wine in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take about half of our chicken stock. We make our chicken stock from the bones of the bird, and basically we're going to pour in half of our chicken stock at a time. Now our chicken stock is a little bit thicker than you would get from the store, and we're going to just let that reduce down probably for about 5 minutes. We'll just keep adding a couple ounces of stock at a time and concentrating down that flavor a little bit. So we've been incorporating that chicken stock into our risotto over about the last 20-25 minutes, letting that reduce down, adding a couple ounces at a time. Now most of the liquid is worked into it, and before we eliminate all of it, I think we're going to add in our Parmesan cheese, okay? That's also going to add some saltiness to it as well, that Parmesan cheese. So we just take note of that when we're seasoning. We taste it first, and before we would add more salt to the mixture. We have some sauteed mushrooms that we did up a little bit earlier. We're going to throw those in there. And then we have the last piece of the puzzle. We have some uncooked lobster. This is Logostino lobster. And we're going to throw that in there. And that's going to start to cook down. The reason why we put the lobster in last is because it cooks so quick. And we don't want to overcook that lobster. Well, that risotto's just perfect. We're going to let that rest for a minute and get these ribeyes going. They've been sitting for about 20-25 minutes. Nice. Rotate. Make sure we don't burn it. Boom. And the nice thing with that molasses and that sugar, you're getting some real good crusting going on there and caramelization. Well, those steaks are just about done. I think that's about a medium there. We're going to pull these aside for a moment. All right, we're going to plate up our lobster risotto here. Place that like that. And then we have our Bandeira butter here. We're just going to take that, put it right up on top, let that start to melt down a little bit, a little extra flavor. And there you have it, brown sugar crusted ribeye with our lobster risotto.
Become a Facebook fan today and be eligible to win a gift certificate courtesy of our fine restaurant sponsors. Congratulations to these fans of Come Dine With Me.
This part of the program was sponsored by Key Video Productions. Key Video, creating the image your business deserves.
Coming up after this, we'll tour Banchetti by Rizzo's, all 20,000 square feet of it on 7 acres of property. Stay with us.
You know you need a professional video for your company or website, but you're wondering, where do I begin? Well, check out Key Video, Buffalo's premier television, DVD, and web video production house. We work with big businesses and other companies that think big. Corporate image, sales, training, you name it. Scripting, shooting, editing. We call it concept to completion, and we're ready to go to work for you, for your business, for all life's events. Call Key Video at 884-5391. That's 884-5391.
Since 1931, the Old Orchard Inn has been a favorite for those desiring fine dining in a relaxed and charming ambiance. The inn is also a memorable setting for banquets and other special occasions. Garden weddings by the gazebo offer a scenic alternative that your guests will appreciate. A selection of comfortable rooms assure privacy for parties and family get-togethers. To learn more about our banquet options or for lunch and dinner reservations, call us today at 652-4664.
Chances are, that delicious cup of coffee served at your favorite restaurant originated right here at Premium Coffee Roasters. Now you can enjoy that same coffee flavor or choose any custom blend for that perfect cup at home. While at our store, browse through our custom gift baskets, specialty coffees, teas, mouth-watering chocolates, and so much more. Premium Coffee Roasters, 2510 Route 5, just south of the city. We put the yum in premium. Turning meals into memories is what it's all about at Morato's Restaurant. From classic fare to Italian with flair, Morato's has the fresh flavor that will keep you coming back for more. Step inside and be serenaded by the sounds of owner and head chef Mark Morato, whose harmonica makes every occasion a celebration. Join us for lunch or dinner and experience our easy elegance for yourself. Morato's Restaurant and Clam Bar. We'll create memories for you and your palate.
I'm here today with Mike Rizzo, owner of Banchetti by Rizzo's, at this unbelievable, remarkable facility. This is like the Walt Disney World of catering places.
Thanks, Art.
So Mike, how did this whole thing start to evolve? Give me a little bit of highlights.
We started over 30 years ago when my mom and dad opened our place over on Eggert Road in Tonawanda.
But over those 30 years, you still never lost that hands-on approach.
We've definitely never left our roots. You know, we do a lot of homemade pastas. We do our homemade breads. You know, everything's cut fresh, and whether it's a party of 30 or 300, you know, that personal touch is what makes us special, I think.
I know you have some new additions here in the facility.
Yeah, this past couple months we've completed a huge addition that we put on. We added 8,000 square feet, put in a whole new lobby. We added a couple of nice new rooms. You know, going along with that thing that we want to accommodate you whatever your need is. It's unique that there's a lot of different size rooms and you can feel comfortable whether it's a smaller groupe or a larger group.
You have an on-premise bakery shop that makes wedding cakes and custom pastries and so on?
Yeah, definitely. Everything's made from scratch. You know, it's the old little Italian bakery type thing you can find in a place this size, which I think is really neat.
When we were out in the Grove area earlier, I noticed that you have a vegetable and herb garden. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's great to be able to just walk into our Grove and go into our little garden patch back there, and whether you want your fresh basil, tomatoes, squash, zucchini.
Tell us about that Cafe Banchetti you got going on.
You know, we wanted to give people a way to experience Banchetti without it necessarily being a party. So what we've done is we've added our cafe in the daytime where you can come for lunch. We recently opened Risotto, which is a little trendier type of restaurant with a lot of hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, homemade pasta, and of course our signature dish is risotto.
So it's not just a place to come for banquets.
There's a lot of different ways you can experience Banchetti, and then of course we have the banquets as well. And that's another way we feel that we're pretty unique. You know, whether you want a buffet, whether you want a stations package, a sit-down, whether it's lunch or brunch or breakfast, a seminar, a trade show. We kind of have a lot of flexibility and we can accommodate a lot of different types of parties. You know, I guess it's so that your event is unique as possible.
Well, I got to tell you, Mike, I'm impressed, and you will be too. Please, do yourself a favor. Take the time to come out and visit this amazing facility.
We hope to see you soon. To our family, your family.
Thanks, Art. I remember touring Banchetti's last fall. I could not believe what a beautiful facility. It is so big. He's got so many different rooms. And I want to just say, Michael Rizzo, thank you for the time you've given me on that beautiful day.
And you know, Russ, I've been there a couple times too for parties and wedding receptions, and it's always been fabulous. Well, now it's that time of the show when all 4 of our chefs are getting ready for tonight's home invasion, and I can't wait because these are always good.
Well, back in 2002, we had just got married. We came home from my honeymoon. I didn't feel well. I ended up with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
You know, I think that illnesses can bring people closer together, or they can take people apart.
Jim was there every step of the way. I mean, nobody would have been able to put up with that. He's a strong person, and I love him dearly.
Something that we look at as a sort of a blessing, you know, that we've gone through it, and hopefully we can help other people.
We remodeled the kitchen because we both have big families. We thought, why don't we just blow out the wall and make it one big room?
We wanted a large granite island that I could roll pastry out on, and we could all gather around as a family. It's functional from the cooking side and from the entertainment side, and I find it to be relaxing. You know, I find cooking to be relaxing.
Hey, how are you?
Hey! Jimmy, come on, guys!
The whole premise of this shoot today was to do healthy cooking.
And the only way that I know how to eat healthy was when I was a little boy. We used to have all kinds of things like figs and nuts and dates. So what we did was we made a fresh fig paste with some fresh goat cheese, added as a complement to our meal that we presented today, which was the fresh fish.
You know what? I just love Sam, so I thought of a heart-healthy dish, and that would be my own papillon.
Krista was doing some fish. She said, Tucker, can you do a rice? I like the risotto, but the risotto has too much cheese and unhealthy things.
Tucker pulled it together with orzo pasta and the short grain rice. Marco had the big responsibility of dessert.
So we decided to make something that was healthy and fresh that we want to make for breakfast, dessert, you know, anytime during the day, so we chose fruit smoothies.
And I think that was a good way to end the meal.
We have guests coming over today. My dad.
I had the privilege to work with Joe, which is Sam's father, and Joe's right from Italy.
I told Art that we don't all after dinner have a dessert. You have a fruit, it's healthy.
So today what we did was we made a homemade fig paste with oranges, a little bit of sugar, pepper, figs, and what we did is we reduced it. We made the paste out of it, let it cool. We took some crostini bread, put a little bit of olive oil, baked it off, got it nice crusty on the outside, took the fig paste, put it right on the top, added a little bit of goat cheese, and finished it with a little chopped walnuts. It's absolutely fabulous. What do you think? Pretty good?
That's really good.
You like that? Salud.
I had talked to Tucker about some kind of fun rice. Let's get excited about rice. There's all these different color rices.
We picked up some short grain natural brown rice, picked up some orzo pasta, and I mixed that in. And we also cooked that down in some chicken stock in some yogurt whey. A little bit of dill, a little bit of roasted red pepper to mix in there for color and a little bit more flavor. And we had a really nice dish that would complement Krista's papillon.
Today, we started out with fluke. The fluke is in the sole family, very mild. Starts out with a parchment paper, and we cut a little heart out together, which was so much fun. Felt like I was back in school with her.
We went to high school together, and it was just like old times.
We topped that with orange juice, fresh squeezed lime, fresh squeezed lemon. I was sauteing out onions and fennel in some extra virgin olive oil because I wanted flavor. We topped the fish with that, the tomato. Just don't put some sliced diced tomatoes in there. A little bit of olive oil, salt, black pepper, and I roasted that in the oven. I concentrated the flavor of the tomato. And then simply some julienne of carrots, fresh basil, and thyme. We just finished that with a bit of olive oil, white wine, and I showed her how to fold the bag up and bake it in the oven. It takes about 25 minutes, nice thin piece of fish. And the nice thing about the fish in the bag is it steams in its own juices. Everything comes together and it makes its own sauce naturally and healthy.
So Sam, we're gonna make smoothies today. We're gonna make it with fresh fruit. We're gonna add a little yogurt. We're gonna have them for breakfast, dinner, lunch, snacks, whatever you like them for.
It was great working with Marco. I've never done a smoothie before. I've actually never even drank a smoothie before.
We had a good time. The smoothies came out amazing and she really liked it. We're gonna put some ice in there. Blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, and pineapple. We combined it with a little bit of honey and some white cow dairy yogurt, which was just incredible tasting. Blended it up and garnished it with some nice strawberries and some fresh mint. It was a perfect ending to a meal. Cheers.
Wonderful, thanks.
These are crazy.
These are great. The meal today was fantastic.
It was flavorful, it was healthy, I loved it.
From everything that I've been through in my life, family is so important to me. It's a blessing to have them here, and it was wonderful to be able to share this day with my family, have my dad be part of it.
It means everything in the world. That's what's all about, family. West New York,
Come dine with me.
Jan, this has been a great show. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Artisan Kitchens and Baths, Buffalo Hotel Supply, and Premium Coffee Roasters. And if you intend on going out for dinner in the near future, patronize your local restaurants. Keep the money in Western New York. Thank you.
You know, I've pushed myself out of my comfort zone and I've tried some new restaurants and I've really experienced some wonderful new food. So you're absolutely right there, Russ. And this is just a reminder that if you'd like any of the recipes you've seen on tonight's show, or you want to learn more about our program, please check us out on Facebook.
For everyone here at Come Dine With Me, I'm Russ Salvatore.
And I'm Jan Farrington. We'll see you next week right here on CW23. Good night, everybody. Good night, Russ.
Hey, that's my line.
Start your evening with something special from our vibrant menu.
All our steaks are personally selected by me.
Russell's Steaks, Chops, and More. With service and quality above the rest, we've pulled out all the stops to create an intimate atmosphere for your dining experience. Fine dining in Western New York, all with the flair, elegance, and sophistication. Call 716-636-4900 for reservations.
Be my guest, let us do the rest.
You know you need a professional video for your company or website, but you're wondering, where do I begin? Well, check out Key Video, Buffalo's premier television, DVD, and web video production house. We work with big businesses and other companies that think big. Corporate image, sales, training, you name it. Scripting, shooting, editing. We call it concept to completion, and we're ready to go to work for you, for your business, for all life's events. Call Key Video at 884-5391. That's 884-5391.